This video will demonstrate using the Dynamic Unused Pad Suppression option available within the Allegro PCB editor. I have a design here. It's a combination of surface mount and through-hole pads. The top layer is being shown right now. I'll turn off the top layer and turn on an internal layer. You notice we still have our internal unused pads available. All internal unused pads are still being displayed. Let's see how we can work and turn off the unused pads, basically suppress the unused pads. We're going to go into the layer stack up with the cross-section editor. You want to be in the physical section of the cross-section editor. There are two columns here for unused pad suppression for pins and unused pad suppression for vias. Checkboxes mean I can use unused pad suppression option. Notice I cannot suppress a negative artwork layer or my top and bottom layers. Let's suppose we want to do both pin and via suppression for my two internal routing layers and my positive plane layer. I'll just pick and drag over all these cells, do a right mouse button, mark all checked. That is now going to allow unused pad suppression on those layers. We also need to go down to the bottom section and make sure I'm in the Unused Pad Suppression folder tab, and I'm going to turn on Dynamic Unused Pads Suppression. When I click OK, this warning basically says if you're going to do unused pad suppressions, you'll have to rerun DRC. I'll just click OK. Another thing we see is there is something that does not quite look right yet because all I see are a few pads and that's it. So let's go into the color dialog form, go to the display folder tab, and I need to set a color for my drill holes in order to see them visible. So I'm just going to pick a color like yellow, for instance. And if you notice now, my drills are turned on. Let's zoom in here just a little bit more to see that. So you can see for these connections, these three connections right here, there are pads at the end of the connections, but everyone else just has a drill hole. So what happens is, as soon as you start routing, when I select one of these connections, notice that the pad got displayed for both ends of the connection at the same time. Again, I pick the first one, notice on the other side. The third one I will pick here and notice on the other side the pad got displayed. Now this is a real-time option. Let me do one more thing and let me make a connection from here over to here. You need to be aware that dynamic unused pad suppression is not built into the DRC routines at all times. So if I start routing from this pin and go up, it did put the pad back on there, but now I have DRCs. So I would need to come down here and just go into the slide routine and slide this trace out of the way to clean up those DRCs. This concludes the demonstration on using the Dynamic Unused Pad Suppression option available within the Allegro PCB editor.